What's going on, team? Welcome back to another video. Today we're doing the Q&A. I put a couple question boxes on my Instagram and said, ask us anything. Real estate investing, building a property management business, building businesses, marriage, finances. We are here, and where are we at?
We're in Maui.
Can we show them?
Yeah.
We gotta show them. Let me show you guys real quick. You know, as always, we bring you guys inside of our life. Look at this. We're in beautiful Maui here. Here at the Ritz-Carlton. That's the ocean back there. It's kind of hard to see it, but before we go enjoy the day, we got to do what, Ange?
We got to do the question.
We got to do the Q&A. We got to do the Q&A. So I put a question box on my Instagram. I did it twice. You guys have some amazing questions here. We're all about adding value to you guys, and the best value we can create is not trying to figure out what you want to know, is asking you directly what you want to know. So we've got some good questions here. We're going to answer them. If you don't follow us on Instagram, go ahead and follow us at Tony Steffen and
Andrea Steffen.
Because we do the Q&A there. We'll post it there and then we answer on YouTube. So, okay, partners or solo, I can scale faster with private money partners. Should they do partnerships or should they stay private? What do you think?
I think if you can stay private as long as possible to stay private. When we've seen partners in property ownership, it's caused a little bit of chaos. Now, it doesn't mean it always does, but what we've seen, like when they go to sell a property, then it's like, well, Bob wants to sell, Bill doesn't want to sell, 100%. Jim wants this price, and then it's like, it just makes it a little bit more difficult.
More decision makers, right? You've probably heard the expression, too many cooks in the kitchen can make one effed up omelet, you know? We're fortunate, we're married, we're business partners, we've been together a very long time. Partnerships can be difficult. You really have to vet the person out. And like she's saying, we've bought from partnerships. Our most recent deal was the 42 unit. We bought from 4 partners. Our first deal, the 7 unit deal, we bought from 3 partners, right? And there's always just a more convoluted process because multiple decision makers, right? So vet it out. Don't just jump into something. It's kind of like a relationship or a marriage. Know who you're getting into bed with, so to speak, right? And really know that partner and make sure you're aligned long-term. In real estate, you only lose if you run out of money or time. And sometimes partnerships will force people to sell earlier than they wanted to because one person wants out or and also too, you're not just the partner, it's who they're married to. Because if they're married to crazy, that's gonna F with your money. So be transparent about that. Are you guys hiring real estate agents for your team? Ooh, you talk about this one.
Yeah, we are.
Always
hiring, always looking. Love our brokerage, boutique style brokerage. So yeah, we're always hiring, always looking for killer agents.
Why did you start a brokerage versus staying at Keller Williams? Because you were at Keller Williams.
I was at Keller Williams. I mean, it's just one of the things that we've always owned businesses, and once learning the core things that you need to learn, I loved Keller Williams, loved everything that they taught me there. But I was ready to go on our own. We were doing a lot of our own leasing. We were doing a lot of our own buying and selling. So I just felt like it was a good opportunity also, too, to help other agents who want to learn about real estate investing. They get to look inside our business on the real estate investing side, too. So it's a good way to also give back in that aspect.
Love that. We are always looking to grow. We're always looking to expand. We started this brokerage with really not much expectation. It's exceeded our wildest expectations. Only 1 year old at the time of filming this. We're going to blow it up. We're taking market share, and we're going to just keep expanding because that's what we do as entrepreneurs. I think everyone should sell real estate to own real estate, right? I've been a salesperson my entire life. You're only as good as your last month when you're a salesperson. Real estate agents can make a F ton of money. I would say if I wasn't a registered dietitian and personal trainer first, I would have got my real estate license. But the end game is to own real estate. And what other brokerage truly can say the head brokers, 34 years old, own 259 units privately. We have one investor on our 100 unit. Everything else, it's just you and I. Yeah. So we'll teach you the real game. We'll teach you how to sell, grow, build a brand, but then how to own real estate. Because for most people, you don't need 259 units to live a great life. You have 10 units, you can live a great life. So that's what we're here to do. Have you ever thought to get into, and guys, these are direct off the Instagram. Have you ever thought to get into boutique hotels? No, keep it simple, silly. Too many of you guys get distracted. Distractions destroy businesses. You guys jump from thing to thing. Boutique hotel, Airbnb arbitrage, live in the metaverse. Dude, on Delta on the way here, couldn't even get good Wi-Fi. We're a long ways away from living in the metaverse, guys. Just keep your head down. we're successful because we avoid distractions.
Yeah, I think one thing too is like adding to it. I mean, even just today at our team meeting, we were discussing like you're always learning different things that come up that trying to be proactive and things like that. So like today we were talking about security deposits. We're like, we need a form that goes out to everyone before they move out of their expectation of that. So it's like we're always adjusting that. So if we were like, oh, now we're in hotels, now we're Airbnb, like we don't have time to streamline everything. We're always trying to make our processes better. So if we were in different types of properties, how could we possibly do that? We're still really narrowing down and building our systems for these type of properties.
Don't chase the quick money.
Yeah.
Stop listening to the Bigger Pockets podcast where it's like this person made no they didn't. Just keep your head down. Focus on get really good at one thing before you go to the next thing. If you're moving from single family to multifamily, what are the top 3 things you should be focusing on? I don't know about top 3 things. Just understand it's a different model. Single family, 1 to 4 units, or residential multifamily, because people get so upset when I say single family. Residential 1 to 4 units is based off of comparable sales. No one cares what your NOI is on a duplex.
Right.
They say, what did the duplex down the street sell for? What did your neighbor sell for? 5 units and above is NOI. We make our money by driving and controlling the NOI. We've done 5 100% cash out refinances because of the NOI. I know how to buy it right. I know how to negotiate good terms. I know how to negotiate good debt. She knows how to increase the NOI. She knows how to lower the expenses, increase the income. That's the big thing. Just understanding you're playing a different game. You live and die by the NOI. What does your day? I don't know. What do you day has been your most crucial, successful element? Yeah. What today has been your most crucial, successful element in your real estate investing to this day?
I'm so confused.
I think what he's trying to say is, just go to the next one. How do you prioritize I'm sorry, I have no idea. How do you prioritize your day with real estate investing, personal life, new venture, networking content? Perfect example, because we're here in Maui. How do we prioritize our day?
So we always start with money tasks first in our business. And again, it's just kind of being like proactive. I get this question all the time. Sounds very silly, but anytime I feel like, oh, I have an off day, it's a lighter day, those are the days that I use to just get ahead. I try really hard, especially being in all these different businesses, to dedicate certain hours of the day to those businesses. If you're flopping around every part of the day to a different topic, it's just going to cause chaos. And then for us, like personally, we always make sure we work out. We always make sure that we're spending time together that's not work related, spending time with family, friends, making time for personal things. And it's just a lot of structure, which is taking time, but you have to find that structure when you're an entrepreneur. You're not a 9-to-5 where someone's like, you're going to start here and then do this. You have to create your structure.
People think when you start a business, you get to quit your job and you'll have way more time freedom. You get to do what you want. You end up working way more when you start your own business. You are thinking about the business all the time. You are always working weekends to get ahead. You can't get ahead in a business. It's so competitive now, working not like 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. It's a misconception, right? But it's a Tuesday and we're filming this right now. We're in freaking Maui. So we always talk about work-life integration, not work-life balance. This is not for everybody. Being an entrepreneur is not for everybody. No. Some people need to be able to come home 5 o'clock on a Friday and like shut it off. Do you shut it off ever? No, I don't shut it off ever either. So it's a lot of discipline, a lot of structure. Discipline, structure creates freedom. And just knowing yourself. Some people do really well as an entrepreneur. Like we have a girl on our team, Crystal, who's a real estate agent and she's a manager. She's very entrepreneurial. She's going to have a great life without the stress of an entrepreneur, right? So understand, I think that's a good way to reframe this to you is, are you an entrepreneur? Do you have entrepreneurial tendencies, but you need to work inside of an entrepreneur's vision without the entrepreneur stress? Or are you an entrepreneur? But just understand, as an entrepreneur, you're going to work a lot of years like most people won't to potentially live the rest of your life like most people can't. But not everybody makes it. Right. We're fortunate we've made it to a certain point and we're going to keep making it, but not for everybody. Definitely not for everybody. We're here just to give you the reality. Yeah. Like, I can't not film content just because we're in Maui.
Right.
I need to bring you guys along with us. I need to show the journey. Like I'm innately, like I couldn't be an entrepreneur. You couldn't be an entrepreneur. We're entrepreneurs by nature. Which one are you? This one's a good one for you. How accurate are Zillow and Redfin appraisal estimates?
I mean, I think you could use it as a data point to look at, but again, it all comes down to the appraiser in residential. I mean, I have one right now where we're actually disputing it, and it came back. I mean, I had comparable sales to support it, so did the buying agent, and they didn't take the dispute. So, I mean, when you're looking at Zillow and everything online, you can use it as a frame of reference, but that's just the point of having a real estate professional working with you, is that they're pulling comparable sales actually from the MLS, actually from your neighborhood. And there's a lot that goes into it. A big thing I see is school district that people don't understand. They might live in one city, but their school is a different city. So if the city that they live in and their school district that they're assigned to is lower end, their house isn't going to be valued as much. And that's a very big misconception.
Same thing in multifamily too, school district, because if it's not a good school district, people aren't going to want to live there.
Right.
You can't change location.
No.
Best piece of advice, guys, don't freaking skimp on location. Learn from us. That was a good one. How did y'all meet?
We met at the gym. You were a personal trainer.
Yes.
I was working in the kids club. We were in college. I was going to school to be a teacher, dietitian. So yeah, that's where we met, at the gym. Just working.
I think that's why we work well together, though. We've been together a very long time, and she saw me on the come up. You know what I mean? So it's a rare thing to have. When buying, this is a good one. When buying today's market, are you looking for heavy cash flow or value add places? Guys, when you buy value add, there's not a lot of cash flow, if any cash flow, right? We always say year one's a break even on a value add. We are taking every dollar, pumping it back into it. You're getting vacancy. People are moving out. When you take over a value add deal, people are going to move out. We just experience that. There's things to fix. So you're buying a failing business, and you got to pump money and new blood and new energy into that business to make it more valuable. So I've always said, for us and for the wealthiest people, they don't buy real estate for cash flow. They buy real estate for tax advantages. We are able to depreciate real estate, take it against our earned income, because she's a real estate professional, 750 hours per year. Google it. It's a very powerful thing we've talked about on this channel. Long-term appreciation, it's a hedge against inflation. We take our earned income from our business, put it in a piece of real estate, can't touch it, can't spend it, can't be in Maui and be like, actually, let's just go blow money, because that money's gone, right? It's in a property, but it's growing, it's appreciating, it's a hedge against inflation. And then the cherry on top is cash flow.
Yeah. And I think something to add to that is on like the more residential side with a lot of the buyers I work with, when they talk about cash flow, again, I have a handful of people that want to look in Detroit, the actual city of Detroit, because they're like, I can make really good cash flow there, but man, have I heard the horror stories and seen clients very upset. I mean, I had a client that they're out-of-state investor. They're like, oh, we heard we would make so much in cash flow, which we did make the cash flow, but when we sold, we had to sell it for less than they even paid for. So they had to come to a closing paying more money. When we listed it, all their appliances, all their hot water, furnace, everything was ripped out of it. So, I mean, through the year of owning it, they made $1,200 a month, but they lost it and more throughout the process. So just be careful that when you see high cash flow, I advise, it's your money, but I advise just going in good areas. Take that smaller cash flow in the beginning, but if your goal is to hold it for 10 years, you're going to be golden in 3 to 5 years. You're going to be making that good cash flow.
Really good real world application there. Real world application. Remember, there's spreadsheet income, then there's real income.
Right.
You can run a spreadsheet analysis on a high crime area property. You're like, wow, look, I'm making so much cash flow. When they come rip your fridge out and your pipes and whatever else they steal down there, all that cash flow goes away. So don't chase quick money. Chase long-term wealth. Don't quit your job to buy real estate. Don't buy the cheapest property out there. I'd rather you buy one unit in an A+ area that has appreciation people want to live in versus 10 units in a crap area. So just understand that. This question, I'm just going to summarize it. I have a low interest rate. I can refinance, get money out of it, and continue expanding. But if I refinance, I'm going to go from a 4.5 to 7.5. Should I do it? Depends on your goals. Like when people, well, I'm still a registered dietitian, but people are like, what's the best diet? Best diet's the one that you can stick to and that you're going to enjoy doing, right? So what's your goal? You have a 4.5%, very similar to where we were when we refinanced our 8 unit. We had a 4.25. 4.25. We refinanced our 8 unit, our 16 unit, and a 12 unit. Took all that money, bought 42 units. Went from 4 to 5% on all that debt to 7%. Was it worth it? Well, yeah, because we just expanded and we got 42 more units because we're in growth phase, right? And another one of these questions was, what's our 2025 goals? So we'll kind of tackle 2 here. We're in growth phase. We set our goals now long term. Our short-term goals are 5 years, our long-term goals are 10 years. We're going big. And when you go big, you realize it's not like, hey, this month I want to make this. When I started my business, it was like, hey, this month I want to make 10 grand, then 50 grand, then 100 grand, right? Whatever. This year I want to make $1 million. My first goal is become a millionaire before 30. Did it at 28. Made my first $1 million profit, money in the bank at 28 years old. But, we're setting bigger goals now. So you have to know you have to know your goals. What do you want? If you want to grow and expand, don't worry about the interest. I don't want to say don't worry about the interest rate, but it's just a cost of doing business to grow and expand, because $1 million, let's just say 100 grand in the bank is more powerful than 100 grand in equity, because you can't expand, you can't grow, you can't buy anything with equity. But 100 grand liquid, you can grow and expand. So I would return the question to you and say, what's your goals right now? That will depend what you have to do. But we've done that. We've gone from 4.25 to 7% on a refinance. People ask this too. Do you lose all your cash flow when you refinance? It obviously goes down, but they won't allow you to refinance if it doesn't cash flow.
Yeah.
The bank's not going to be like, oh, you don't make any money here, you're going to be paying out of pocket.
Yeah, go ahead. Still the same way as when you're buying it.
Same thing. They're going to ask you for a business plan. They're going to ask you for the projections. They're going to ask you questions. Hey, you said your rents can go up or whatever. Is this true? Hey, let's look at your expenses. It is. It's like buying a property, but just with the same lender. Here's a good one. How many times have you refinanced out of a single property? We've done 5 100% cash out refinances since 2021. Our first deal that we did is coming up in 2026. So if we still have it, could actually refinance again, pull even more equity out. How much capital of earned income have you put in your business so far? I'll let you talk about that. How much money that we've made in our businesses have we invested into real estate?
Oh, into real estate? Oh, I mean...
75 cents out of every dollar.
Yeah, I was going to say 75 to 80%. I mean,
How do we do that, though? Because we obviously still live let's just be transparent with everybody. We live a good life.
Right.
We have a nice home. We have nice cars. She has an Escalade. You guys know I got a Lambo. I like that. Those are things that are important to us. We like those types of things. We're not big shoppers.
No.
Like, we don't go Gucci this and Louis that. Like, you got a couple Louis bags. I got a Louis belt, Our dogs are very well taken care of. We like nice trips. But we do invest 75% out of every dollar we've made. How did we have that discipline to do that? How did you have that?
I think from day one, as you mentioned, we've been together for a long time. From day one, this will probably always be a memory in my head of like when we graduated college and we were a couple of years later getting ready to get married and planning our wedding. And that's when we were like, okay, so how much do we each have in the bank? How much are we getting for the wedding? And that's like really when the conversation started with us of like money. And we'd have them before because you were starting your business.
We talked, thank you for remembering that and like pointing that out. We talked about money from day one.
Yeah.
I didn't know a lot of marriages, people are married for years. They don't set a budget and they don't talk about money. Because you were like, we got it. When we didn't have money, she was very, very big on like, we got to have a budget.
Yeah. And I guess to that point, even that, I remember having the conversations when you quit Lifetime and I was teaching, I was like, I make X and you're like, I make X from my clients that are coming with me to my new venture. And
thank you, Steve Simmons, for letting me train at your gym for a little bit there.
Yeah. So it was like, this is what we have. So this is X goes to this, X goes to that. This is our expenses. We've never been afraid to cut something out in times where we're like, okay, like it's we need to readjust what we're doing to invest, or this is happening at a property. We've always had a good amount, I guess you would say, in savings or reserves.
Yes.
We always make sure we have reserves with the businesses we have, but kind of back to the original thing, and we're like, we're getting this for the wedding from this family member, and this is what we have in the bank. This is what we have. And we never spent over that.
We never try to look wealthy
No.
or rich. We just we kept within our means.
Yeah, always. And it's I mean, that's always been a core value of ours. Of we always agreed on money. So I think that was helpful.
Talk about money in your relationship. If you're married and you can't talk about money, there's something wrong with that. We know a couple who we were connected with, and same kind of business coaching space. They were on the online space. They call it Wi-Fi money.
Oh.
Yeah. Wi-Fi money, online business, right? And they got divorced. They had kids and all that. And he said, we never set a budget together. They were together with kids. See, we forget, and that's why we do these types of things to open up our life to show you guys. But that was just kind of fundamental for us, right? Set a budget. If you're with someone you can't talk about money and you can't agree on money, that's a problem. That can definitely erode a marriage. 1 in 2 marriages end in divorce. Number one reason for divorce is money, right? So you got to agree on that stuff. 2021, I shut down my mastermind, right? So I'd run masterminds as a registered dietitian, and our income definitely went down. Definitely went down. We cut back on everything. We were supposed to go on this trip in 2022.
Yeah.
We canceled it.
Yeah.
No, but this is where I want to end. I want to
Yeah.
be fucking honest with you guys. Like she said, we aren't like, but how's this gonna look? And what are we have to have these appearances. I don't give a fuck. I'm just trying to be me. You're just trying to be you. If you don't like us, oh well, not for everybody. If you like us, great. We're just gonna be us. We're gonna be real. I don't care. I'm gonna bring you inside of our life. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what like God's telling me to do. So I'm just gonna do it. We cut back significantly. Stopped doing boxing.
Yep.
We canceled all trips because we're like, we got to cut back a little bit. Income is down. We were figuring things out. I knew I was done in this mastermind, this venture here, this like dietitian only thing. Knew I had to build something else. I had no idea it was going to be a real estate brokerage. I had no idea it was going to be a real estate portfolio with a management company. Golly, like where we're at today in 2024, so much better than I could have ever imagined. But in that figuring it out phase, and this is where I want to teach you, if you're in that figuring it out phase, you shouldn't have a personal trainer. You shouldn't be going on trips. You should keep your butt in the freaking chair and figure it out and not spend any dollar you don't need to, because the money is where people go wrong in their business. They're a solopreneur. They start making some money. What do?
They spend it.
They buy a bunch of shit instead of reinvesting it into the business. Instead of buying more marketing, buying traffic, hiring a team member so you can do more, getting yourself out there, investing more into social media, investing in better content. They start saying, I'm going to go get it. Hey, I made 10 grand this month. I'm going to go get me a BMW.
Yeah.
And then that $2,000 BMW payment takes away from your business. We were willing to have temporary sacrifice for long-term gain. Every rental property we bought, dude, we live in a beautiful home. Someone asked, like, how much is your mortgage payment? I'm maybe not going to say that. It's I'll tell you this, it's over 5, it's under 10. Very reasonable to our level of income. Beautiful house, over $1 million property. We don't have a finished basement. We've toyed around and we're probably going to do it, but we're like, that couple $100,000 to finish basement, we would rather just buy more property. You got to know the end game, man. And don't be afraid to put more into your business and more into your assets and more into your content and more into your brand than the shit you buy.
Yeah.
The shit you buy should be 20% of your income. That's what got us to this point. And that's just some transparency, even back in 2022. So 2016, we had to cut back significantly when I started my business. 2021, we had to cut back because I shut down a venture that was making over $100,000 a month. I share that not to impress you, but to impress upon you, to build something now that is way bigger, because that was solely dependent on me and there was no scale in that. We were literally just talking to someone today interested in buying our brokerage. Ain't for sale yet, mother effer, but it will be one day, and them coming from a big old check, not for a little baby check, to be able to build this. So just understand where you're at, understand there's sacrifices on the road to success. We're here to share our journey. We're still figuring out every step of the way, and just to help you. So, all right, you ready to go enjoy the pool? I know you're ready to go. Thank you guys so much for being here. If this was helpful, hey, if you've made it to this point in the video, you've watched the whole thing, drop a meaningful comment below. Let us know what was your favorite thing. These questions were great. If you like this type of content, we're going to do more of it, but let us know. YouTube is my number one thing. It's what I care about the most. So I want to make it the most valuable for you. Grab all of our free resources. You want to learn more about what we're doing, follow us on Instagram, grab the free resources below. Thank you guys so much for being here. Till next time, we'll talk soon. Thanks.